They're in harm's way every single second of it. What do they know? Well, they know a couple of things. First of all, these are youngsters who have now experienced something that the rest of us, mere mortals, don't get to see. They understand that in America, the United States of America, this is one of the very few places on the planet Earth where you can flick a switch and the lights go on, where you can turn on the water and drink water out of the tap. These are youngsters who know that you can get taken to a hospital in America and expect to live, but in any one of the countries in which they've served, if you're hurt badly and go to one of their hospitals, you probably won't. These are youngsters who know that you can go to a store or go up online and buy almost anything you want with nothing more than a credit card. Or think of this. In America, unlike anywhere else in the world, you can go check in a hotel and nobody asks for your passport or your papers. In America, you can get in a car in New Jersey and drive all the way to California for a freedom concert, as several people did, even though we were having one in New Jersey. Doesn't make you wonder. With nothing more than a credit card and a driver's license. You don't have to get a permit to cross the state line. You don't have to get a travel passport inside the United States of America. I make that observation to you because these are youngsters who are going to come back to this United States. They're going to complete their service. They will have gone and served honorably in this war, which is certainly not appreciated by my colleagues in the media and by many of the politicians in Washington. And they're going to be committed to the cause of freedom. What is the NRA's whole idea? Freedom. We know that without the Second Amendment, the rest of those Bill of Rights are meaningless. They are the youngsters that we've got to recruit as the next generation of leaders for this great organization. And so I leave you this charge here this evening. You've seen the people I get to keep company with, and I'll leave again tomorrow to go do so. But I encourage you that if you know a soldier, a sailor, an airman, a guardsman, or a Marine who has served in this war, and by the way, everybody on active duty today is a volunteer. Some may be involuntarily extended beyond what they thought they were going to serve, but they're all volunteers. They're the warriors of 9/11. They understand how vulnerable this country is to those who want to die to take away our freedoms. And I encourage you that if you know any of them, from wherever you are in America, that you encourage them to become part of this organization that supports the freedoms that we hold dear. Bless you, and thank you for being here today. Fire away. Anybody? We got, man said 15 minutes for questions, so this is your chance. And not any topic at all.
On the IEDs, how far away were the detonation guys from the vehicle?
In the one that you saw, the flaming vehicle, it was a pressure plate. And one of the interesting things that's happened out there is in Iraq, the IEDs got to be very, very sophisticated. And not that sophisticated yet in Afghanistan. In large part because there's only one paved highway in all of Afghanistan. I'm not making this up. I mean, there's one paved highway in the entire country. Now, Iraq has a far more advanced infrastructure, and so they had to become more sophisticated. You know, putting them behind guardrails, for example. There are no guardrails in Afghanistan. I mean, everything is a dirt track, and so pressure plates work pretty good. As you might imagine, we've got some fairly sophisticated intelligence that can spot people doing things. Now you got to GPS the coordinates and make sure somebody has a private vehicle. And so it will take you, for example, and this has actually happened to me last summer when I was up there, and it'll probably happen to me again starting Saturday, that you'll end up trying to go 20 kilometers, it'll take you 30 hours because you're walking. You know, and the vehicles, I mean, you got my guys, same kind of minesweeping equipment, a little bit more sophisticated than you had in Vietnam. And so there's enormous challenges in dealing with something as simple as a pressure plate with an enormous amount of explosives. And that just blew that vehicle to pieces. And I saw some like that in Iraq, usually using Iraqi ordnance, of which Saddam must have had guys that were bullet buyers out there doing, you know. I mean, there's more ordnance in that country than you can imagine. In Afghanistan, it's a little bit more primitive. And very few of these explosively formed penetrators like the Iranians build. They've got factories building that stuff.